10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. If you were to bring to the future some of the founding fathers of this country, and they were to look at how we are living now compared to the way they envisioned us being, forget technology, forget all that stuff. I'm sure they would be amazed at all that stuff. But I mean, how would they look at some of the social programs we have? Would they like them? Would they have a problem with them? How would they look at the marketplace? How would they look at the things that they set up to be your freedoms and your rights? Do you think they would be surprised that we sold out on some ideas? Or do you disagree that we sold out on some ideas? We have on the phone a gentleman who has written a book called Liberal Bolshevism. America did not defeat communism, she adopted it. Alexander G. Markovsky is on the phone. He's a Russian emigre born and educated in the Soviet Union, or the former Soviet Union. He's the founder of a consulting company that specializes in the management of large international projects. He's a contributor to FamilySecurityMatters.org, RedState.com, WorldNet Daily, Family Security Matters, Ruthfully Yours, Isra Pundit, and probably so much more. What a large resume. Alexander G. Markovsky, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Where are you right now?
Well, I'm in Houston, Texas.
You're in Houston? When did you come here?
Well, it was about 40 years ago.
So you've been around long enough. Have you seen a change in 40 years?
Yes, I can't recognize the country, yes.
Really? Does it look more like the country you left?
Yes, sometimes I feel I never left.
Really? So give us an example of something that you're surprised that we sacrificed, that we gave up on. What have we given up on?
Well, we've given up on freedom, first of all.
Really?
We allow government to control our lives, and there is no stopping it.
No.
They're not just telling you what to buy. They're telling you how much water you use, what kind of electricity you have to use, and how you educate your children, and on and on and on and on. So it's like the Soviet Union all over again.
Very interesting. Now, and we always were taught that in Russia you were told what you were going to do for a living, like what your job is. You didn't have a choice about your job. Is that true? Because we don't see that here yet. We don't see that happening yet.
Well, not exactly true, but if you're a member of the party, yes, party tells you what to do. But otherwise, you more or less you have certain freedom, to get a job as long as you have a job.
And in your opinion, how does the government taking over so many different aspects of our lives, how does it affect our lives?
Well, it's profoundly affect our lives. If you remember how it looked 40 years ago, and certainly nobody remembers how it looked 100 years ago.
Right.
This country was built on personal freedom, on individual responsibility, and unlimited government. All that is gone by now.
I think
government is limitless. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I think when you talk to talk show listeners, I think they're probably going to agree with you, because I hear the similar things from listeners all the time. The question I have, though, I mean, you would be the perfect person to ask this. Did this happen by design? Is this something that maybe the Soviet leaders actually caused to happen to us? Or did we do it because we became lazy and we became the victim of our own entitlement mentality?
Well, yes, the later, of course.
Yeah, I think so too.
You see that ideas of socialism has that magnetic appeal to uneducated person of what I call limited abilities, and etc. And America is uneducated country, so it's easy to promulgate ideas of equality, fairness, taken from the rich and given to the poor. And basically what Democratic Party is promulgating now, they actually try to tell people that having employment is not prerequisite of making living. while Donald Trump is threatening these people with jobs.
Yeah.
So,
do you know? I want to disagree with something you said. We're not an educated country. I think I know what you mean, but I would argue that we are a very educated country, but our education sometimes blinds us to believing that we would be better off if we were to redistribute wealth, for example, or have entitlement programs. I think we're very educated.
no, I would disagree here. America is very poorly educated. The people don't even know geography. And if you ask people, which I did, you ask people who was President Lincoln was a Democrat or Republican, they overwhelmingly believe that he was a Democrat.
I know. Well, okay.
So,
well, in that right now, you're winning the argument.
If you ask people what 17th Amendment did to the country, they don't even know what 17th Amendment is, or 10th Amendment.
Okay, yeah. Well, you made your point, and at this point, I'm going to. But I think we go to school a lot in this country, but maybe what you're saying is we're not paying attention.
Well, you're not learning anything in school. I have a daughter in school. I have a daughter. She goes to probably the most prestigious school in Houston, most prestigious private school. And she's getting IB, International Baccalaureate. And that's what she's getting is a regular school in Russia that takes 11 years, and she spent 12 years in school. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's a regular school.
So what is the...
Over there.
So are we... Look, can I ask you to talk about religion a little bit? Does religion make us a little bit different than what Russia is?
Well, it's supposed to make us different. But you see that assault on religious belief all over this country.
Yeah, that's true, too. That is true. Absolutely true. Well, oh, gosh, I'm having a hard time arguing with you. All right. So are you ever going to run for office? It'd be hard with that accent, I think.
Well, no, I'm not running for office. It's too late for me. I'm too old for that. Uh-huh. And that will take a lot of money.
That was a joke, by the way, the accent. That was just a joke. So, okay, Ron.
Oh, you make go ahead.
Actually, accent may even help, but...
you make a comparison to Marxism in the book through President Obama.
Yes, he is a Marxist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm not making comparison. I'm stating it, and I substantiate in my argument.
And substantiate it right now, if you wouldn't mind, for the listeners who disagree. Because I do agree with you, but substantiate it.
Well, in order to substantiate, you have to read the book.
Okay. All right.
It takes a while, but it's a lot easier to substantiate the whole Democratic Party becomes Social Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. You listen to the speeches during the Democratic Convention. Some of the speeches could be given by Leon Trotsky.
Oh, yes.
Look at what the Democratic program is right now. All they're talking about is distribution of wealth.
Right.
Which is socialism.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Nobody is talking about creation of wealth, which is capitalism.
Well, Donald Trump is.
Yeah, but nobody in the Democrat.
Yeah.
No, nobody in the Democratic Party is talking about. Problem with Donald Trump, since you touched that subject, he has right ideas, but his problem is he has very hard time substantiate his ideas and defend it, which is necessary during the elections.
Absolutely, it's necessary during the campaign. Alexander Markovsky, I need to take a little break. I love what you're saying. I know that our listeners are loving what you're saying. They're loving it, hating it, because nobody wants to be told that we've become communists. But at the same time, I know talk show listeners have been saying this to us for ever since we've been doing this, which is 14 years now. So, Alexander, hold on a second. We have to take a break because we're a capitalist radio station.
I'm glad of that.
You're still capitalist, Roger.
So let's take a little break and make a little bit of money, and then we'll be right back. This is WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Monday, times of clouds and sun with a shower and thunderstorm in the area at any time, high 84 to 88. Monday night will be mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm, low 71 to 75. Tuesday, times of clouds and sun with a shower and thunderstorm likely, high 83 to 87. And Wednesday, mostly cloudy and breezy with some showers and a thunderstorm, high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has a CD special, 25 months for 1.41% APY with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA, a government agency. These rates effective through October 15th. Subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website, flcu.org, or call 352-237-8222. Don't miss this 25-month CD special. Again, the APY is 1.41%. Act now.
Next Generation MD is the future of healthcare now. Listen in the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to learn how the future in PRP treatments are here in our area. Find out the many ways that Dr. Juan Jordan, MD, Charles Brooks, NP, and case manager Mark Shaw have brought the family medicine practice to a new level. Hear from the very people that benefit from the fine work they have done in this field. Next Generation MD, every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
This is the beat of a normal heart. Now this is the beat of a heart of someone who just snorted or injected or smoked methamphetamine. Why? For a high. And this is what happens to that normal heartbeat. It's irregular, it's racing, it's why it's called speed, and it can do bizarre things to our heads. It can make us aggressive and violent. We can start hallucinating and end up doing some serious damage to people. Call 1-8888-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-8888-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Florida and America.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
All right, 19 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. This is the perfect topic for a talk show. And the reason it's perfect is because it comes up all the time whenever we have political debates amongst ourselves and we try to justify who we want to vote for or why we don't want to vote for somebody. It always comes down to whether, as far as money things anyway, whether we want the government to pay for our schools. Do we want the government to give out a grant so that an artist can live for a whole year making a sculpture of a naked lady who, Alexander G. Markovsky is our guest. He's written a book called Liberal Bolshevism. America did not defeat communism. She adopted it. I don't know if I want to argue the difference between socialism and communism, but let me ask Alexander that. Alexander, are we more socialist or more communist right now?
Well, we are socialists.
Yeah.
You see, I see communism as a violent imposition of new society. The new rules are imposed with violence. Obama came up with an ingenious scheme. He replaced the Bolsheviks' violence with dependence. So the new system is built on dependence. Basically, what the hands that feeds you controls you.
Yes,
That's his motto.
and they do it with they do it individually, and they do it to whole states. I mean, we've had circumstances in Florida where the state wouldn't get money if the government, the state government, didn't go along with whatever plan the federal government was asking us to go along with.
Exactly right. And they do the same to individuals, because the more you depend on government, the more you're willing to vote for that government.
Right.
And the bigger government, more police, more firefighters, more people dependent on government, more people vote for that government. But the bigger picture is how they subjugate economy to make people dependent on government.
But wasn't one of the downfalls of communism the fact that if everybody is on the government payroll in one way or another, there's no private sector to support it? Don't we need the private? In other words, aren't we shooting ourselves in the foot the more we cut into the need for the private sector?
Yes, that's exactly right. You suppress innovation.
Yes.
Capitalism
That
is
too.
innovation. And if you suppress innovation, you suppress progress. But the idea of socialism is not to have progress. Ideas of socialism is equality. And equality can only be achieved in poverty. There is no equality in wealth.
That's a good statement.
Is China becoming more capitalist? I know that, and Chinese communism is not exactly the same as Russian communism, but it seems like they have, and even Russia to some extent has become more capitalist. Are we all kind of evening out?
Well, it seems like they they become more capitalist and we becoming more socialist.
Yeah.
It was years ago somebody promulgated the theory of conversion. Like both society will eventually converge somewhere in the middle. I don't know whether that is true, but you're making a good point. Yes, they allow private enterprise because they'd like to have a little bit more prosperity for their country.
And there are a lot of people prospering in countries that I don't even know what you call. Like Saudi Arabia, and I don't even know what that would be called. That's not communism. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But there are obviously some people making money over there, right? Yeah.
Well, people were making money in Soviet Union as well. So it's very difficult to kill private enterprise and individual initiative. It's still trying to flourish. However, it's under socialism, it's greatly suppressed. While at capitalism, it's open society, and you can do whatever you want and enrich yourself unlimited.
Right. If you were to stand before Congress and not identify yourself as being with one party or the other, but simply a guest speaker speaking about your point of view, what do you think would be the reaction, and who do you think would react to what you're saying? In what way? Are the Republicans going to react differently, or are we also blinded by that division that we think is there? Are Republicans just as apt to vote for a socialist program as Democrats are?
Yes, you got the point. That disease infected both parties.
Yeah.
Of course, Democrats are leading it, but Republicans are actually, by all means, following it. They talk loudly about individual liberty and private enterprise, but really they haven't done much.
And the education is so much on the forefront because you have two types of students. One type are the types of students that have that drive and they want to better themselves, and the other type is just to get through it so they graduate. But now the Democratic Party wants to do away with the responsibility of the students that go to college to repay their student loans and to have a free ride. Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, that's what they trying to entice these people to what for socialism, because those ideas of socialism, transcend time. Everybody likes to hear that you don't have to pay for something. You don't have to pay for medicine, for education, for all those things. Right. But that's a huge fraud. Somebody has to pay for it.
Yeah. Do you know what my fear is? My fear is that if this ever went through, where college would be free for everybody, that 4 years later, when those students were graduating, the government would then say, "Okay, we paid for your schooling. Now here's your job."
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's what was taking place in the Soviet Union, because hands that feeds you controls you. We pay for it, and you belong to us.
In your book, I circled a piece I wanted to read to you that you wrote, and you write this: the purpose of capitalism is not job creation. The purpose of the capitalist economy is to create wealth. That's awesome. I think that makes sense. Yes. And then that wealth can then become jobs, and those jobs can become wealth themselves for the workers.
Trickle down economics work. Capitalism is trickle down economics.
Yeah. All right, let me take a phone call or two. Our guest is Alexander G. Markovsky. His book is called Liberal Bolshevism. America did not defeat communism, she adopted it. Let's go to the phones. Good morning, you're on the air with Alexander Markovsky.
Yeah, that's good morning. Now, listen, there's nothing free in this world. The farmer has to plow the field, plant the seeds, and harvest it. And there's nothing free in this world. Let's don't fool ourselves. Right. And this communism takes an incentive out of people, and it makes people worthless. A bunch of blood-sucking leeches.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds like you agree.
Well, you can't disagree with it. However, the slogans of Bolsheviks revolution reverberate from coast to coast nowadays. And Bernie Sanders had millions of followers.
Yes, he did.
So it does resonate. That something for free does resonate.
Yeah,
and that is a result of poor education.
The points you're bringing up are all making sense. The problem I think we have in this country is that whoever gets elected president may easily be persuaded rather to do the same, to go the same direction, to offer the free education, to offer the free medicine, and as the caller said, nothing is really free. We're all going to pay for it somehow.
Well, to some extent, you're correct. It's very difficult to reverse it, because Democrats have spent 50 years to subvert education and to make a huge segment of population dependent on government. If Romney was talking about 47%, now it's about 50%. And I can assure you, if we abandon electoral college, socialism will be here tomorrow.
I love that.
I have a copy of the book. It's called Liberal Bolshevism. It's written by Alexander G. Markovsky. Call me if you want the copy that was sent to us. The rest of us have to go buy it because it's a capitalist thing here to sell a book, to write a book.
That's right.
And make a profit from it.
Exactly.
Well, it's not going to make much profit from the book nowadays.
Give the listeners a number so they can call and so they can buy the book. Not a number, but a website.
The book was available on probably every site. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and whole host of other sites that I don't even remember all of them.
Alexander,
so you just go on Amazon and buy it and download it.
And this interview will be on the internet, so you can share it, and Robin will make sure that the link to Mr. Markovsky is there as well. Thank you for being on the air with us. I see people calling in. I'll take a call, and we'll give away the book off the air because we have to wrap it up. Thank you, Alexander Markovsky. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Hurricane Matthew, with 130-mile-per-hour winds, continues to swirl in the Caribbean.
We have hurricane warnings for Jamaica, Haiti, and eastern Cuba, and the southeastern Bahamas, and we anticipate Matthew will continue to move northward.
The National Hurricane Center's Richard Pash says it's too soon to tell if Matthew will threaten Florida or the Carolinas. A second night of protest in Los Angeles over the fatal police shooting of black teen Carnell Snell Jr. after a car chase.
His friends and family are calling for a quick, transparent investigation.
No mother wants to see her child gunned down in the street like that.
Police say a gun was found at the scene, but it's not clear if Snell was carrying it.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Reality TV star Kim Kardashian West said to be shaken but okay. Armed robbers in Paris forced their way into a private residence, tied up